anything else in the world of sports. And this week is a special week. The Masters week is the best week of golf.
Welcome into the Elias Game Plan. I'm Anita Marks, and we are talking Masters, a tradition like no other. And so we have two gentlemen who are unlike any other, who are part of Elias, and that is Rob Tracy and Randy Robles. Gentlemen, are you ready? I don't think I've been more excited to break down an event with you guys because, again, it is the Masters, and it's really I can't wait. I'm hosting a Masters party. Randy, actually, did you get my invitation?
I have. I will be responding after this taping.
Oh, really?
Well, I want to be there. Just something has. I'll explain later. But yeah.
Okay. Okay. This has gotten awkward fast. Anyway. We want to, before we start breaking down the Masters, and of course we're going to talk about Tiger, I want to remind folks out there that Elias has put its unique spin, no pun intended, on the prop betting for the Masters tournament. You can host your own prop bet contest for your friends and family. Elias has put together a wide range of questions about the tournament for players at all knowledge levels, plus Elias Insights give you the context and data that you need to make your picks. And we're going to be doing that momentarily, of course. This is a fun way to enjoy the tournament, and you don't have to be Jim Nantz or Randy Robles to play. That's for sure. So really excited. So make sure you check that out. All right, gentlemen, let's dive into it again. I don't want to take anything away from the other guys that are going to be teeing it up this weekend because the field is unbelievable, but for the last 48 hours, it's all been about Tiger. And now he's expected to play. He's got a tee time. It's Thursday morning, which I have some concerns about. And I don't want to be the negative Nelly here. Let me just preface, I'm going to be rooting for Tiger Woods. Okay. I think all of us are going to be rooting. The story is unbelievable. The ratings are going to be through the roof. I don't mean to be a negative Nelly here, but I've been texting with a lot of caddies that have been at Augusta for the last few days. And they all say the same thing. He's looked amazing on the range. He's striking the ball as good as he ever has. But once he has to start walking that course, and Augusta is one of the hilliest courses on tour, not to mention it's been raining there for the last few days. It's going to be 30% chance of rain, and in the 50s when he tees off. Therefore, what's going to happen? It's going to be damp. It's not going to be sunny and bright and hard. It's going to be soft. Therefore, his drives aren't going to go as fast. Your approach shots are probably going to have to be anywhere between 175 to 200 in. I just think, and he hasn't played competitive golf in 17 months. There wasn't even a warm-up. So I would bet that he's not going to make the cut. And you could get that at minus 140 right now. But again, I hate to be the negative Nelly. And I'm probably not going to make that bet because I'll be rooting against it. But I just find it hard pressed to really think that Tiger is going to make some noise here. I hope I'm wrong. Let me throw it your way. Randy, let's start with you. Your thoughts on Tiger playing this week?
Sure. First of all, this false narrative that Augusta is this Himalayans of America is BS. Okay, the reason why he gave this much time to make his decision has nothing to do with whether or not his legs could handle the hills of Augusta. It only has to do with whether or not he thought he could win this tournament and where his game was. I went to Augusta in 2018 with 3 70-year-old men. And we walked the entire course on Tuesday and then had the energy to have a steak dinner that night. So to think that, this crazy, oh my God, he's got to walk this hilly course. Give me a break. He's not carrying a bag. We know he can swing. He did it back at the PNC back in November. So this has all been, in my estimation, smoke and mirrors about whether or not he's ready to win. It has nothing to do with his health. He could have played this 3 months ago. But and listen, I love Tiger Woods. He's my favorite athlete of the last 25 years, no question about it. He moves the needle like no other. He is the most galvanizing athlete in the world, but he also has a little bit of I don't know what the word is, prima donna in him, that he likes to, control the narrative and make it seem like so amazing that he's coming back and playing this week. Give me a break. I knew this 3 months ago that he was going to play in the Masters, and I told everybody that would listen. So So let me just end there to say that I am not surprised he's playing, and I'm very thankful that he's playing. But let's just stop this ridiculous narrative that.
Listen, Randy, don't kill the messenger.
I'm sorry.
I'm telling you what caddies are texting me from Augusta. So don't kill the messenger. I'm just letting you know what they're saying. So with that being said, Randy, just to put a bow on your narrative, and we'll go to Rob in a second. What do you expect from Tiger? Top 40, top 20?
Sure, Anita, there is no way he's teeing off on Thursday unless in his mind he thinks he can win.
Okay, but I guess my question to you is what do you feel like? You feel confident he'll finish?
He will finish in the top 20.
Okay,
no question in my mind.
Okay, Rob?
No chance. So every old sports personality that was great at one time thinks they can still do it. Any sport, doesn't matter, until they're proven that they can't. It's not that he can walk the course once. He can walk the course 4 times in tough conditions with a bad leg. My issue is I just don't want to see 16 hours of coverage of Tiger, which is what happens when he comes back.
Oh, you're going to see it.
Right.
Get ready for it. What do you mean you don't want to see it?
We're going to get stuck.
Yourself, dude.
We're going to get stuck watching. No, we're going to get stuck watching an old man shoot 78, 82. And all they're going to talk about is Tiger, even on Saturday and Sunday when he misses the cut. It's too much. Like Randy said, the prima donna, I have a different name for it. I probably can't say it on this, but I also think Augusta was behind us a little bit. The moment they called Phil and said, we don't want you to come, they called Tiger and said, you got to come. I'm not buying any of this at all with Tiger's it's not that he's not ready. He can't, as somebody with a leg injury, I can't walk the golf course for 4. I'm a little bit older, but I can't walk the golf course for 4 straight days, much less compete at that level with the guys that are not dragging their leg around the course. So I don't buy any of it. I think I wouldn't be shocked to see a 78 WD.
And by the way, you can wager that he's going to shoot over 72. It's 72 and a half at minus 125. I'm just throwing it out there.
Well, can you gamble on a withdrawal?
In his on Thursday, over under 72 and a half. And if you want to go over that, he's not going to shoot a 71. Then it's minus 125.
I'm going to bet on a withdrawal. So.
Okay, well, let me tell you this, Rob. He's played in this tournament 24 times. He's made the cut 23. It's the highest percentage of making the cut in the history of the Masters. He's obviously going to make the cut. He's not there to miss the cut. He knows he doesn't want to embarrass himself. He's there because he knows he will make the cut. He knows his game better than anybody else. I don't care.
He's also 46 now and injured again.
For what?
So,
Hey, I don't want to go there, but I'm 50 years old. I shot even par at Kiowa this past weekend. So there you go.
Yeah, but you didn't have a
car accident.
I'm not a professional athlete. I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy walking around.
No.
Okay,
not the same.
Right. Okay, all right. So it's 2 against 1. This will be interesting. I really want you here on Sunday, Randy. So if you could make that happen, that would be great.
Okay.
Let's talk about the other guys teeing up this weekend because nobody's talking about them. It's all been about Tiger. And let's start with a bang, and let's start with who we think's gonna win. I like Cam Smith. I like his game. He's won twice already this season. He didn't play in the Dell match play just specifically to get ready for this tournament. His game checks 3 important boxes: 1, green in regulation; 2, par 5 performance; and number 3, putting average in order to win here. So that's the guy who I think is going to win. Randy, let's go with you. Who do you like?
Yeah, I like Cam Smith as well. Not to copy you, but for the reasons that you said, and in addition to that, if you look at the last 2 years, nobody has performed better at the Masters over the last 2 Masters. He's minus 18 over the last 2 years. That's tied with Hideki Matsuyama with the best score relative to par. And since those 2 Masters, all he's done is gone ahead and won 2 huge tournaments, the Century Tournament of Champions and the Players Championship. So take the fact that he's the best at this course the last two Masters, and then add to that the confidence of being able to close 2 huge tournaments. And at 12 or 14 to 1, I think he is. That's to me is a real steal, and a guy that I think is the best good value to win.
Rob?
I like Smith too. However, he's like Randy said, he's done great the last 2 years. He had another top 10 finish 4 years ago here. And I like him, but I'm not saying the Players was not a strong finish, rolling the ball into the water. I think we're finally going to see the Dustin Johnson, John Rahm showdown that I've been waiting for. I think Cam might be in the mix on early Sunday, but I think those 2 guys, DJ's playing great. He won it a couple years ago. John Rahm's always in the top 10, 4 straight years. I think these guys are ramping it up, and I think it's going to come down to those 2 guys on Sunday.
And I do have to sing a little Rob's praises for 1 second, if you don't mind. Our last podcast, we talked about the match play, and Rob Tracy called that it would be Scheffler over Kisner in the finals. Now, the odds of that, anyone picking that randomly, are over 2,000 to 1. So he does know what he's talking about. That was a great pick, Rob. I have to give you props, and I can't really argue with what you're saying today about.
I guess my only concern here is, form coming in, right?
Mm.
Like there's obviously been something off with Rahm. There's, DJ is planning a wedding, so I don't.
Yeah, right.
So what is it? Do you just feel like it's the stage? It's a major. It's the Masters. So they're just going to flip a switch.
I think it's not that Rahm needs to flip a switch. I think he's just coasting along, waiting for something to happen. Sort of like DJ before the match play. There's no same thing. I felt like he was just coasting along. They're waiting for something bigger and better. This is the bigger and better. It's the tournament for these guys to win. So I just think there's certain guys that play well in the majors and the bigger events. These are definitely 2 of those guys.
All right, guys. And it's great to talk about who we think is going to win. It's also more financially beneficial to talk about who we think is going to finish in the top 5, top 10, specifically top 20 and top 40 is where I think we can find some really great value. 2 guys that I like to finish in the top 20 at plus money. One is Willie Zalatoris. Again, this is a second shot tournament. That's what's going to win it for you. Greens in regulation, strokes gained on approach, and Willie Z is the best in the business. If his putter shows up, gentlemen, don't be surprised if he wins. His putter, and we saw it earlier this season when he could have won a tournament and did not, went into playoff, could have won the playoff and did not because of his putter. The other guy, and you're going to love this, Randy, Mr. Canadian, Corey Connors, one of the most consistent dudes on the tour this season. He loves the big stage. He loves playing with all the best of the talent. He finished 3rd at the match play, top 10 in greens in regulation, top 12 in par 5 performance. He checks a lot of the boxes as well. You can get both those guys at plus money. I like them to finish in the top 20. Randy, let's go back to you. Who are some of the guys you're eyeing?
Yeah, 2 guys that I like value picks. Number 1 is Tyrrell Hatton. He's had a good season in terms of top 10 finishes. He came 2nd at the Arnold Palmer. He played well in the match play. And in terms of statistics, he ranks top 3 in 3 really important putting categories. He's number 1 overall this season in strokes gained putting. He's also in the top 3 in par 3 avoidance and 1 putt percentage. And that's going to be huge. And at over 50 to 1, I like to see him in the top 20. Secondly, I like Seamus Power at 130 to 1 to win. So I like him in the top 20. Now, the reason why there is no better leading indicator of Masters performance over the last 20 years than how you did in the Dell match play. If you look at the last since the match play opened in 1999, of the 23 Masters winners, 14 finished in the top half of the match play championship. So performance in the match play translates to performance at the Masters. Seamus Power came out and he was blasting everybody, winning 5 and 4 and 4 and 3, easily winning his pod, and eventually finishing losing in the quarterfinals. But he's a sneaky good pick. In addition to that, I was looking at his finishes this year. He had a bunch of top 15 finishes. In fact, he's had 8 top 15 finishes. That's number 1 in the world. So how about one more top 15 finish, and he'll pay us off.
Here's my only, and I love Power and I love Cam Young as well. I like these 2 dudes coming in. I'm going to play them in some DFS, right? I'm going to play a lot of DFS this week. But here's my only concern. I want to throw this back to you, Randy. Rookies, first-time goers on this track at Augusta don't bode well. This is a track that you need to play at least 3 times before you seriously could contend and try to win. I know we're talking about a guy who's going to finish in the top 20, so I'm with you. And I'm going to play that as well. I'm going to play him and Cam Young. But I'm just worried because this is their first go around at Augusta. That doesn't concern you?
No, you're absolutely right. And like I said, that's built into the plus 130 odds that you're getting for him. You know what I mean? So I get that. Just to piggyback what you're saying, I looked back at the number of tournaments it has taken on average for a player to win his first Masters, and on average the player wins in his 6th Masters. Guess who's playing in his 6th Masters this year? Cam Smith. Just a little side action back to what we were talking about earlier.
There you go. Rob, what about you? Who are some of the guys you're eyeing to finish in the top?
Well, you stole one of them. I like Connors. Connors has had 2 back-to-back top 10 finishes here, and he's playing great. Like you said, match play finish. He's got history now here, 2 top 10s in a row. You're going to see that little red flag on the leaderboard, going up. I definitely going to be there.
He's not a great putter, though. He's not a great putter. That's the one thing. Sorry.
Right.
Sounds like Frogger.
Right. My other pick
did I just date myself? I think I did.
Yes.
Anyway,
well, yeah.
Anyway, Rob, continue.
All of us.
Sorry.
I like Adam Scott because he's ex-champ. He started the year off strong overseas with a couple of top 10s. He finished top 5 at Riviera in the Genesis, and he actually did very well at the match play. So he seems to have it going now, and he likes this tournament. He's got a lot of top 10 finishes here besides his win. So I really he's definitely down the list odds wise. So I like his chances of finishing the top 20.
I mentioned DFS. I play a lot of DFS. I'm probably going to have at least anywhere between 20 to 30 DFS lineups heading into the Masters. And I always like to work off of a base. So obviously, since both Randy and I like Cam Smith, he'll be in it. You're paying a pretty penny for him. He's going to be my most expensive player. Mm-hmm. You could get Schauffele for 8,200, I think, which is some value because I think Schauffele has a chance of winning this thing. I love Sun JM. I like Paul Casey, Corey Connors, and here's a guy that you can get on the cheap that I really love, and I'm curious what you guys think about Brian Harman, a lefty, tied 12th here last year. He's having a great season. He's striking the ball just as well as anyone. So, and I'm going to play him to finish in the top 30. But Harman can be a really quality, as we like, get him on the cheap in DFS, and I think he's going to surprise some folks. Do you guys agree, disagree? Do you like Brian Harman this week?
I agree. Yeah. I mean, lefties do well here. I mean, look at Mickelson winning here multiple times. Bubba Watson, multiple wins. Mike, did I say Mike Weir? If you're not a lefty, it also favors players that play a draw like Patrick Reed. So, anyways, Harman has that right to left ball flight. And that is going to bode well. Yeah, I think it's a great pick, and he has been playing great. On the last podcast, I said he's a little guy, he's a tough guy, right. And I stand by that. He's a real fighter, and he's done well. I mean, he placed last year at the Masters, and I think it's a good value.
The only guy I don't like in your group there is Paul Casey because he's withdrawing with the back spasms, so to speak, in the match play 2 weeks ago. I mean, what's the word on him as far as? How healthy is he going to be able to play 4 rounds?
Did he withdraw was it like Decky? Did Decky really withdraw because of neck issues, or did he just want to play that first?
He withdrew on his second hole.
Did he just right? Did he just want to like
right.
use it as a tune up and get there early? Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, guys, some final thoughts before we wrap up the video. Again, I'm having a Masters party. I'm going to have a bunch of pimento cheese sandwiches, a bunch of champagne, some Arnold Palmer's spiked, of course, on a Sunday fun day. I can't wait. Again, I'm not optimistic about Tiger Woods. I don't believe he's going to make the cut. I pray to God that I'm wrong, because nothing is better than when Tiger Woods is in the hunt on Sunday, when he turns 9 with that red shirt and he's coming after you. I pray to God that's what we see. I just don't believe it is going to be what the narrative is, what the final chapter that's going to be written on Sunday afternoon, but it's going to be fun nonetheless. You guys, some final thoughts? I
do think that this is the first full crowd that we've seen since Tiger's win in 2019, and that tournament had 10 guys finishing within 3 strokes of the top Tiger. So I think we're going to see something like that. We're going to see a packed leaderboard, maybe a playoff, hopefully. But we're going to see a lot of guys in contention on Sunday afternoon.
Anita, when I was in the 8th grade, I had this music teacher, Mrs. Aneo, who told the class when she was a young girl, she used to like to listen to Chopin and it would make her cry.
Where's this going?
And I never knew what she meant until later in life when I saw Tiger Woods play at the Masters. And very similar to me, I think it's like an old virtuoso. And to me, watching Tiger Woods at the Masters transcends everything. It's art. It's genius, and it's unlike anything else in the world of sports. And this week is a special week. The Masters week is the best week of golf on the calendar. It is so exciting. It's for so many reasons, but to have Tiger in the mix again this year is just special. How many more times will we see him play at the Masters? Who knows? And so I'm looking forward to savoring every second of it. Hopefully, there's a lot of it on Sunday.
Well, we do have Charlie coming up. So
we got 10 years till Charlie, I would say.
Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure. And this was really a special video, considering it's the Masters and how much the 3 of us just love golf, playing it and watching it. So I thank you. Hopefully we've given you all the Elias insight needed in order to be successful this week. Enjoy the tournament.